I'm Big Bob.
And I'm Ann.
What's up? What's up, Big Bob? What's up? Ann's not with us today. She had a conflict and she's not here, but we have a very special guest, Mr. Mike Garozzo of Garozzo's Italian Restaurants. But before we start our interaction, it's a shout out to Brenda Ringwood, who is our executive producer and the founder of Being the Better You, which is a foundation that I am very involved with, and you'll probably get a opportunity to support one way or another down the line. Mike Garozzo.
Lucky me.
All right, well, I want your time and your checkbook. Anyways, you grew up in St. Louis.
Correct. I was born and raised in the Italian section of
Are
St.
you
Louis.
Italian?
I'm full-blooded Sicilian. All four of my grandparents were born in Sicily. I come by this voice naturally. Marlon Brando had to put cotton in his mouth to talk like me.
I can talk like you too, but not nearly as good. So, were you born in St. Louis?
Born and raised on the hill in St. Louis. It's the Little Italy of St. Louis. Growing up, a great place. I mean, every corner had a restaurant, a bakery, a delicatessen, a pizzeria.
Was your family in the restaurant business?
My dad was a waiter all of his life, and my uncle and my cousins that are in the business, the Gito family, Charlie Gito's in them. But I opened the first Garozzo's myself. Actually, it was 35 years ago. Actually, we're celebrating our 35-year anniversary today.
Really? That's awfully special.
Yeah. We're doing a little deal at the restaurant today.
35% off?
No, two chicken spadini dinners for $35. It's $15 off. They're usually like $25
right
a piece or more. So we got that 35 years ago, and the initial loan was $35,000. So it's
really.
So we're doing a $35 special today.
So where was your first store?
First store was the birthplace of chicken spadini, 526 Harrison.
I've heard the birthplace of chicken spadini 1,000 times. I mean, your marketing, your brand is spectacular. Are you telling me there was no chicken spadini in St. Louis?
Not to my knowledge. If they were, there's guys that said they had it before me after I made it famous here.
Right.
That if they did it, I mean, they did a nice job of keeping it a secret because I never heard it or ate of it, and
right.
No one else ever ate it. I'll tell you how we made the chicken spadini, how it began.
Okay.
My uncle came up. My dad died when I was a young man, and my uncle came to give me a hand with the menu. And back in the late 80s, early 90s, everybody was watching their cholesterol. Chicken was very popular. When I had my original menu, we were eating some of the things on the menu, and we were eating the beef spadini the way my Nana Garozzo, his mother, used to make them, and the way my dad and mom made them. The beef marinated, breaded, and skewered. Spadini just literally translated means skewered.
Okay.
So we did it with beef. My mother's family was from a different part of Sicily, and they did it with veal. They rolled veal and stuffed them, and we have both of those items still on the menu: the beef spadini Pereira, and
you also have the
veal spadini Sophia Marie.
We
have lobster spadini that we run as a special. It's normally an off the menu type item, but we have it 90% of the time. We keep it there. When we run out, but we do it. And It's a good.
Pretty-
It's a
pretty-
all things Spadini we do. Shrimp
So,
Spadini,
but when I think of Spadini, I think
the
of garlic.
the
I think of
chicken
the garlic.
Spadini. Well, the Spadini just means skewered.
Right.
The original recipe was what the chicken Spadini Garozzo was our signature dish. You know, and tender
Still is.
chunks of marinated chicken,
Still is.
rolled lightly in Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, charbroiled to perfection on a skewer, basted with a Sicilian marination, olive oil, lemon, garlic, fresh herbs, often imitated, never duplicated. Garozzos where chicken Spadini began. That was the commercial. Oh, let me turn my phone off. Sorry about that.
No problems. Well, you got other things on the menu besides.
Oh yes, we do. We have a lot of good stuff. Great pasta dishes. I mean, we got
Okay.
our Sicilian stuffed
Wait,
artichokes and
hold on a second.
things like this.
When you walk into somebody else's Italian restaurant, you've gone to somebody else's, right?
Oh yeah, I love to go to.
Yeah.
I love whenever I'm out of town or wherever I'm at. I'm always in search of the best Italian restaurant I can find.
What makes a good Italian restaurant? I mean, it's a rhetorical question because I got my answer. I want to
Well,
hear yours.
for me, I like to be able to smell the restaurant when I walk in. I want to get a good nose. When you walk in a great Italian restaurant, man, you walk in and you get a good smell. It's got a good fragrance, and that's a good beginning. You know, the best appetizer I know. Can't wait to sink your teeth in.
I've always thought that the bread and the gravy is how you evaluate a good Italian restaurant.
That's a East Coast term, gravy.
Yeah.
Gravy. We call it sugu, which is the Sicilian word for Sicilian style tomato sauce. We call it sugu. The East Coast Italians, Philadelphia, and all those people call it gravy. We put gravy on mashed potatoes. We have that once a year with turkey on Thanksgiving.
So, what makes your sauce?
The red sauce is very important. You know, we make it. It's
You make it from scratch.
We make it from scratch, and we do everything like we did at home when we made it at home. All the fresh basil, contadina tomato paste, the same things my grandparents
You
used.
put any sugar in it?
Yes, we do. We do.
That is the secret ingredient.
Yeah, we put sugar in it, and but not a lot.
No.
Most of the sweetness comes from the fresh basil, and of course garlic, onions. But we simmer it and we slow cook it. And the red sauce is such a key ingredient because it touches so many dishes.
Right.
Touches so many dishes that you make tomato cream sauces with and vodka sauces. There's just so many dishes that it touches. Veal parmesan, chicken parmesan, eggplant parmesan, lasagna.
Yeah, everything.
I mean, it's just
It's a staple.
if you don't have good red sauce, you got a problem because it touches a lot of things.
Who has the second best red sauce in town?
Oh gosh, you know, you're putting me on a tough spot here.
You know them all. They're all friends.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna.
Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff out
Okay,
there. Let's
all
just say that.
All right.
All
I
right?
mean, there's about.
I don't want to get nobody mad at me.
There's probably 4 or 5 really choice Italian restaurants in town.
There's a lot of good ones, and I visit all of them. I visit them all.
All right.
Okay.
Do they give it to you?
You want to talk about them? No, nobody gives me. I don't want nothing for free. I want to pay, and I want them to pay when they come to Garozzo's.
Okay.
If I want to buy them a dessert or one of our house-made limoncellos, I might do that if they're nice.
Dessert?
Well, there's a lot of people that love our tiramisu. It's probably our number one seller.
Right.
We do a little combo where we do a half a piece of tiramisu with a mini cannoli, and I call that the perfect ending. You get a little cannoli and a half a piece of tiramisu.
Right.
You get that with a cup of Cafe Garozzo, and that's the way good way to go.
I have a couple of bottles of your wine still at home.
Absolutely.
Your wine is absolutely top notch.
Our wine, believe it or not,
Your house wine.
our Garozzo Cellars Chianti Classico, which we the bottler we've been working with since 1995 was the first vintage they did for us.
By the way, Mike has not paid us one penny for this 50-minute commercial about Garozzo.
Dave is lucky he's a good friend of mine, or I wouldn't be here. I'm doing this because I love this guy. I've known him for years, and he's a great friend. And his sister-in-law is good friends with my wife, and he's good friends with my close friend Joe Sorrentino. So I've known Dave for years. And
so, what my favorite meal in your restaurant is no longer on the menu.
What's that?
It's the chicken with lemon, capers,
and the Giovanni. We still have it
with the shrimp, with the broiled shrimp on the side.
With the what?
That's what you served at that banker's banquet.
When we did the deal at Equity. Oh, that's on our. You could get that anytime you want. Oh. It was a half order of the chicken lemonada with the white wine, lemon butter, and capers. Oh. And then a half order of the shrimp spadini.
Oh, it is.
With the linguine with the olive oil and garlic. Now that's on our like if you have a dinner, a large group, that's on that menu. But you could get that. Just order one order of come in with somebody, order one order of the chicken lemonada and one order of the shrimp spadini, and have them split it for you with the linguine in the middle, and you're perfect.
I'm telling you something. That might be top 5 meals I've had in Kansas City, and that includes the steak I get down at Capitol Grill, which is one of my favorite meals.
Yeah, that's another good place.
That is absolutely spectacular. I mean, I've never been a lemon type of guy, but the capers and the lemon sauce you put on this thing, yummy.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that, and but you can get that whenever you go in there.
I now know the secret.
Yeah.
Now know the secret. How many restaurants you got in town?
Just 2 now. Down to 2. I've had as many as 5, and sometimes less is more. And in my case, it's staffing, and is just a nightmare. And it's hard enough to staff 2, plus our catering business. Our catering business is just blown up.
You started 35 years ago with one.
Right.
Where was the second one?
Second one was in Independence on 40 Highway. And I sold that to my nephew, Sam Garozzo. It's called Salvatore's now. Uh-huh. And he's still out there. And go see him out there. That's the only place, by the way, that you could get the Garozzo Cellars Chianti Classico besides my restaurant. I let my godson have some of that.
And the salad is spectacular. There's nothing I've eaten at your restaurant that isn't first class. Third restaurant.
The third restaurant was the Overland Park location on College Boulevard, and that's still alive and kicking and doing great out there. I got a fantastic team, great chef out there, and I'm real happy with the way things are going out there.
Don't you have recipes?
Yeah, I got recipes, but you got certain guys you could give everybody the same recipe. Some guys got the touch. I got the right guys with the right touches right now. I got a great team. I've had some turnover. You go through turnover. Had to train a lot of new guys, but now my guys are all set and in place, and we're rolling.
Are you a good cook?
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do everything. When we cook at home, my wife is a great cook, but she cooks slow. Maggie could she'll spend 6 hours cooking dinner for 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm doing everything restaurant style, and I kind of make a mess. Bing, boom, boom, ba, boo. And so now when we have a dinner party, if I'm going to cook something, I go to the restaurant and cook it. I live 10 minutes from Overland Park. I go there, I cook it there, and then I bring it home. It's home cooked by me, but it's cooked actually at Garozzo, so I don't have to hear her yelling at me. I'm making a mess, get out of her way.
Did she clean up, or you have to clean up?
I don't clean. I do
You
not
just
clean. I'll
you
cook for people. I don't clean. I don't. There's some things I don't do. I don't do. I never do. I don't make beds. I told
you
my
don't do
wife
the laundry.
I don't do laundry. I don't. And I do. My one job at home is tonight. I got to roll the trash cans up to the street. It's my job every Monday.
I think you should delegate
you
that. All right. So, how many days a week are you working?
I work. I
Well,
work.
let's start this way. In the beginning of time,
Oh, when I first opened,
yeah.
I was closed on Sundays because I was there every minute. I was afraid, God forbid, somebody walk out of there unhappy. And I knew, when you first open a place, it's very important that the first word on the street's good. So you only get one chance to make a good first impression.
There you go.
So that's what
Who buys all the stuff, the groceries?
Uh, well, I'm still involved in the purchasing on things, but I oversee it all and set up the deals, and then my guys run with it. My I got a director of culinary who oversees everything of the catering.
How important is where you buy your goods from?
Oh, it's important, but I've got it down now where I'm getting everything I need from the places I want to get it. It's just keeping the price right.
How much your prices changed?
Prices are, well, you go to the grocery store, the prices have gone up. We're trying to keep our prices as competitive as we can. And we give a lot of food so people feel like they're getting their money's worth. I don't ever want to be considered a bad deal. I don't want people to walk out of my joint hungry or feeling like they didn't get their money's worth. So, and I I hate to go somewhere and spend a lot of money for a meal and go home and
Still be
I'm
hungry.
still hungry.
Yeah.
So
Probably a lot of people have to take those to-go bags with them.
well, we have a lot of leftovers, yeah, and that's all right. You know what? We we don't expect everybody to eat that big bowl of pasta.
Right.
We want them to have a little bit of leftover for the next day, and we don't skip. No skipping on the family recipes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, how many chairs you got in a restaurant?
Well, Overland Park, it depends with the patio. With the patio, we're about 175, 180. You know,
How many times is it full up?
well, I mean, it's a short patio season.
Let's
It's
forget
either
the
too cold or too hot.
let's forget
So
that
without the
patio.
patio, you take about 35 seats out of there. So we're 140 people, but we comfortable in Overland Park, and then we're a little more cozy downtown. We got a little less room, but we got
You
the
got that
second.
upstairs.
We got the upstairs. We
Two
got
places. There's two dining rooms upstairs.
two dining rooms, and now we got the porch. The back porch is
Right.
also.
I think I've had
We
dinner
got
there
four
too.
little tables on the back porch. Then I got the private room upstairs.
That's a beautiful room, by the way.
Yeah, I'm thinking we got the wine cellars and everything in there, and then we just remodeled it, put a new bathroom up there, and and then my office we also use for a dining room. The office is really people like that for people parties of 14, 16, 18 people. They love getting my office now.
So, do you have to have a reservation?
We definitely highly recommend reservations
Why?
because we never took them in the early days, but now in this day and age, you can't survive without them. But because we get busy, and I mean we work in walk-ins. We work in walk-ins. Then they save tables for my when I need a last minute table for somebody.
Residential suites.
Yeah. So
Do you have a blue light or bluebird or whatever they call the special for people who come in to eat dinner at 3:30, 4 in the afternoon?
no, we got the same great prices. We got our happy hour menu. We got some
That's the
good
same
stuff
thing.
going
Right,
on
right.
there. In the bar, we got the happy hour menu in there, and
What appetizers sell the most?
our signature appetizers are Sicilian stuffed artichoke. The
Yeah,
artichoke stuffed with prosciutto, ham, shrimp, Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, melted Provel cheese, a little garlic butter.
Do you eat there every night?
I eat there a lot. I got a big menu. I never get sick of it.
By the way, for those of you who never met Mike before, you're a lot smaller today than you were a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I finally lost all the weight I gained when I quit smoking. I quit smoking 20 years ago, and I put on a lot of weight. And I found out something. I put on an old suit that I wore for my 40th birthday party. I'm 68 now. So, and I wore this suit and I put it on and it fit me, but I noticed I've shrunk. When I put the suit on, it fit me perfect everywhere else except
Legs.
the legs. I'm about an inch and a half shorter. So, yeah, I used to be 5'9". I'm barely 5'8" if I am anymore.
How much weight did you lose?
I lost overall probably 35 pounds. Yeah.
Has it helped your golf game?
No, because I've been dealing with a knee problem that I had a bad knee surgery that got infected 3 years ago. And I'm just now getting to the point where my knee's getting to where I can start putting an athletic move on the ball again. And I'm hoping for a good year this year. So
maybe you can shoot your age.
Well,
at least for the front nine.
Yeah, I got a better shot at that on the front nine.
How many family members are with you in your business?
Well, the only one working there now is my oldest daughter, Gina, because, I've got 4 daughters and they're all married with children. And Gina just started back now because her youngest daughter, Anna, is in kindergarten. And so now she's working at the restaurant now, and she's helping us out in Overland Park. She's helping run that for me. She's working about 35 hours a week.
When was the last wedding?
The last wedding was in 2019.
I heard, I wasn't invited, but I heard that was a wedding to set all weddings apart.
Well, it was actually the smallest one of my weddings because my youngest daughter, Sophia, who I had all the first 3 weddings I had at the Mulebach.
Right.
And they were all bigger. Very big Italian families, the Vitalis, and big families from Wichita and stuff like this, and all from St. Louis. And anyway, they were larger weddings, but my daughter Sophia and the Mulebach did a fabulous job with them. And Marriott, I had Kevin Pastelli was there.
I remember Kevin.
Kevin, I worked. That's where I was the last job I had before I opened Garozzo's. I was running the banquet department there.
Do you have to use their food, or can you bring your own food in?
No, they did all their own food, but I brought the chicken spadini for the dinner.
Was that a discussion, or they just said,
no,
sure, no problem?
No, they did it for me, and we did it for them. And they served it for us, and we had to have chicken spadini on the dinner menu. We had the chicken and the beef tenderloin, So,
you probably don't remember this, but about 15 years ago, you were at one of the casinos with a restaurant.
Yeah, Mike and Charlie's. My cousin Charlie Gito, and I always wanted to have a restaurant on a casino, thinking that would be so great. Careful what you wish for.
So I threw a little party for about.
I thought Kansas City is kind of not the same as Vegas. It's not the same audience.
So I brought about 10, 12 people for dinner, and a buddy of mine has a vineyard out in Napa, and I brought his wine in. And I invited you over to have a glass of his wine. And I'm going to tell you what you said.
What?
This is what? Great Big Red. This is a really fantastic Big Red.
What was the winery?
Charlie Caniglio is a buddy of mine for almost 50 years.
Is he from Omaha?
No, he was from Jersey originally, and I was a mill rep for West Point Pepperell out in California, and he was my boss. He got out of the flooring business and he got into Napa. Go figure.
Yeah, so he's got the winery.
He's got a winery.
What's the name of the wine?
Caniglio.
Caniglio. Yeah, I told you. I said I want to get some of it.
He doesn't have
he doesn't
have a distributor right? I can hook you up with him direct,
Yeah.
but right, he doesn't have.
Just give me a bottle of wine for doing this.
I don't think I got any of his wine left. I think we drank it all.
Well, you got to get some.
Yeah.
Bring it in Garozzo's next time and we'll drink it.
Okay. All right.
I won't charge you cork. It's just a glass for me.
What a sweet guy. So, as it always, did all the girls work for the business at one time or another?
Oh, yeah, all except for my baby, Sophia. She's the only one. And she, like I said, we had the first 3 weddings there, and she wanted to have, she said, I don't want hotel food. I want Garozzo's food. So we catered it,
Right.
and we had it at the Abbott. So that was another fun deal for me.
In the beginning of time, did your wife work there?
She did early on, and then at the sake of saving our marriage, I got her pregnant again, and that was it.
Yeah. I understand. It's hard enough to be the boss at home, but being the boss at
she
work.
could be the boss there. I
Right,
mean, but
right.
she can't tell me how to run a restaurant.
Right. Yeah, they're always smarter than us.
Yeah.
That's our problem. Have you ever thought of franchising it?
No, I don't think it's a franchisable thing. I've been had a couple guys approach me about buying me out, and I'd have to have a lifestyle change.
Well, you're
to
not
sell
ready to
it,
retire, are you?
Yeah, but it isn't high enough on restaurants. It sucks,
Right.
So I got to keep Maggie Garozzo's credit cards paid off.
They're all.
I'm working. I don't know any other way to do it. You know what? I'm not quitting, and they can't fire me.
Are you still working 40-hour work weeks?
No. I never worked that much. A good work week for me is 30 hours. I don't. I'll go in the afternoons. My mornings I take care. I do keep to myself. I work out, or I go over to In the Zone and do my cryo and infrared sauna and stuff like that. The compressions over at In the Zone there on College and Metcalf there. That cryo is really helping my arthritis. And when I don't go there and cryo, I can feel it. So
Do you travel much?
I love to travel, and I'm planning on doing more of it now that my knee's doing better. I'm out. Where I haven't been, I'm going.
Where haven't you been?
Haven't been to Australia, and I haven't been. Where I really want to go is Alaska. We want to go to Alaska.
Do you fish?
I am not a big fisherman. I always seem to fish when they're not biting. My wife is crazy. Starting to take fly fishing lessons. So I might enjoy that. That looks like a little more action. Not so boring. Sit around waiting with a pole.
If you go to Alaska in the summertime, when the silver are running and the kings are running, all you got to do is. I mean, they're hitting like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hitting.
See, I like to do that. I like to reel them in. I don't want to clean them. I just want to catch them. I'm
gonna cook them.
Same way when I.
Yeah, but you want to cook them.
I'll cook them. I'll cook them, and I'll tell you what. I'm not cleaning them the same way when I go hunting. I'll go hunting. I'm not cleaning none. I mean, I'm going to be a gentleman hunter. I love to hunt. I'll bird hunt, pheasant. I love all that. Chucker. I'm good with that, but I ain't cleaning them.
You cook them.
I'll cook them.
You cook the game?
What?
You cook game?
I'll cook anything. I'll put it on a skewer. I'll make spadini out of it.
Right. Put a little garlic and butter. How can you go wrong? What is the difference in pastas? Why are there so many different presentations of pasta?
I think it's the type of noodle it is.
But it's all the same, 100% same ingredient.
Most of them, the imported stuff has durum wheat semolina. You can't get that anywhere but really Italy. But it doesn't matter. I think the main thing is the sauce and not overcooking the pasta.
Right.
Not overcooking the pasta. The worst thing is mushy pasta.
Worst thing.
The worst thing.
Right. And you can always cook it a little
And
bit more.
that's the hardest thing that, like on caterings, to master, is not overcooking pasta when you go on caterings.
I
But
was
we
saying,
got it down to a science, ladies and gentlemen. We do
yeah,
a lot of pasta
I-
and spadini.
I was single for a while, and I'm on a date comes over, and she wants to cook me dinner, or I'm cooking her dinner, and I said, we're going to have spaghetti with whatever, right? We're making pasta. She says, how long do I cook the spaghetti for? I said, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. She wanted to set a timer on the spaghetti. And I'm going, well, it depends how much water, it depends how much pasta.
And I never,
depends.
it doesn't, and it never acts the same.
It never,
Never acts the same.
you
The
take one or
water's
two-
not boiling at this. The only way I do it is I take a piece
That's
out and,
right.
and taste.
Right.
Uh,
Do you put a little salt in your water?
I put a lot of salt in my water.
Do you put a little oil on top of it as you're rinsing it through?
When we do at the restaurant, I do. But when I cook it at home, we put it right into the sauce that we're going to eat it with.
So
and
you'll take
at the restaurant, we can't cook it all
Right,
to order.
right.
There's no way. We
Right.
sell too much.
But well, that's a great question. Do you take your pasta and put it into the sauce, or do you take your pasta, put it on a plate, and put sauce on top?
We take the pasta, we make the sauce to order,
Right.
and then we add the pasta to the sauce.
So it's all mixed together when it
Right.
comes out.
Right.
Some places they give you the pasta with a scoop of
With the
two.
sauce, and you can see the white. Yeah,
Right.
we don't do it that way.
What's the difference?
I mean,
Preference?
my way, you get sauce on
Every bite.
every bite.
Right.
You don't have that white. I mean, that's just the way I eat it and the way I serve it.
So, is your sauce available in grocery stores?
Yes, we sell a lot of it. Garozzo's, the Sicilian style tomato sauce, the sugu is
See, if I went to the grocery store and I bought your sauce, I would add some ground beef and a little bit of sugar to it because
you wouldn't have to add sugar to it.
Really?
Just try it the way it is, and you just eat it the way it is. You could put some Italian sausage in there. I don't care what you put in there.
Right.
I
like beef.
Yeah.
I like beef better than sausage. It's
You're
preference.
Jewish, and Jewish people don't like pork.
I eat pork.
I know you do. That's
Right.
why.
I eat shrimp.
You're not kosher.
No,
But
makes a lot of sense. Kosher makes sense.
yeah, I'm sure.
2,000 years ago. I don't know why it makes sense today. What happens to the restaurant 10 years from now?
Well, I'm hoping I'm still alive. I'm only 68. Don't count
but
me out
you
yet.
look like you're 84.
The restaurant years, they're like dog years, Dave. It ain't like this easy carpet business.
No. We're only open 60 hours a week. You're open 80.
I'm open more than that. I'm open, let's see, I'm open from 11 to 9, Monday through Thursday,
It's 40.
11 to 10 on Friday. And then I'm open from noon to 10 on Saturday.
55, 50, 65.
And then we're open from 3 to 9 on Sunday.
So yeah, 70 hours.
Yeah.
Is anybody, you used to be there open to close.
Well,
Right.
guys work open to close, but my managers work 50-hour weeks,
Right.
which they love it because they come from places where they've worked 60 and 65. I work my guys 50 during the holidays, maybe 55.
Do all the employees get a free meal?
No,
Do they get a discount?
they get a discount because they want good stuff,
Right.
and then I give it to them for half price.
All right. I mean, if somebody wanted a bowl of pasta,
We feed them. They eat. They get.
Right,
They eat.
right.
They eat.
right? At the
They
end,
eat.
at the end of the
but
shi-
it's
the end of
not.
the night,
We don't make a big meal.
right?
We don't have time because
Right.
we're busy all day.
What do you
We're
do
bus-
at the end of the day when it's left over? You just put it back in the refrigerator?
We don't. We try not to have anything left over.
Okay.
But I mean, what's left over, we cook everything to order. I mean, it's just prep.
All right.
It's just prep. The spadinis go.
So where do you get your bread? Because your bread is spectacular also.
The bread I get from an Italian bakery in Toronto.
No shit.
Yep, I found it at the restaurant convention about 10 years ago, and it's expensive. It's the biggest. I've gone through it a million times. I want to switch it because it's so expensive, and I won't do it. And but I know some places, a lot of places are charging for bread because of the cost. And we're thinking we're considering maybe charging for the second basket, giving them a free basket, and then if they want a second basket, they got to pay a couple bucks help with the cost because it's a big expense.
I got a huge question. Very confusing. Water is free. Glass of water is free.
Right.
Soda costs $1.
That doesn't cost a buck.
Whatever
you get some. You can't get it for $1 anywhere.
No, what I'm saying, it costs money. And soda is water with something added into it, right? But the water's free. But when you go to the grocery store, water's more expensive than the soda.
I don't know why that is.
Either do I. I'm crazy. Right? You get okay.
That I can't help that.
All right.
What is not my problem, Dave?
Yeah, it's beyond your pay grade. I get it. So, what do you do with your free time?
Well, I love to play golf, and of course, I'm a avid Chiefs fan. I've been to all 3 Super Bowl wins. I hope to go to. Hope I'm in New Orleans this year with the Chiefs.
If they win this year, I think they're odds-on favorite to win the 4th one in a row. Unheard of. Unheard of.
Well, you know what? I know one thing. Nobody wants to play us. And nobody will even trade with us. Brett Veach, we got the greatest GM in the NFL by far, and nobody wants to give us anything. We only got a third-round draft choice.
What are you going to draft? What are you going to draft this year?
First, the thing I'd like to see him get, to be honest with you, if there's a left tackle available, and there's a lot of them, let's get somebody to protect Pat's blind side. If we can get one in the first round, I would do that because there's a lot of tackles in this year's draft. And let's get a guy and develop a guy that we can make a fixture there. For 5 years, we'll have him if he's a first-round pick. That's what I think. I think we need that more than a wide receiver. Look at what a great wide receiver we got with Rashee Rice in the second round last year. There's a lot of wide receivers this year, too. Get one in the second round. And we got Hollywood Brown on a good, friendly contract. So I think it's going to be better this year.
I think
you agree with the left tackle?
I do. I think we have 2 priorities.
Left tackle and wide receiver.
And then we have 3, maybe 4.
They'll probably get another cornerback. They're going to get another cornerback. I know Brett Veach loves them.
And you need a running back. A running back.
Well, we got Clyde. Clyde did all right last year. Everybody's been hard on Clyde, but Clyde had a pretty good year. Clyde did all right last year. In the playoffs, he had some good runs.
My hit on Clyde.
I know. It's not his fault he got picked in the first round.
When he was in college, he made a lot of people miss him, right?
Yeah, those are different people.
Right.
Yeah, those guys, he hasn't made anybody miss.
I only saw him do that once in his time so far in Kansas City.
He
make somebody miss.
He don't have missability.
Right. And that's
huge.
But
they'll find another running back. Brett Veach will find somebody.
Need a corner.
And not so sure we need one drastically because we still got Shamari Connor, and we got we got good guys, but we got Jalen Watson, who was hurt last year. We got Najee Johnson.
What do you think of this rugby guy?
Hey, they took a flyer on him. Why not?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something if we actually see some playing time?
I played a little bit of rugby, man. Those guys are tough.
and he's supposed to have world-class speed. We'll see.
Well, he's fast. I mean, I saw some videos of him, and it'd be great if he could work out. I think they're going to probably use him with this new kickoff rule. I'm excited. They're copied the new league. They copied the
All right, next,
USF, whatever the hell it is.
Why did Jackson County not pass the stadium money?
I mean, I'm disappointed. I wanted to see it down there, but I was hoping it'd go in the East Village. I think people would, there's. I think when they moved it, if they'd have kept it at the East Village, people were planning on that. Then when they were going over there was going to be some opposition from the people that have businesses down there on Grand Avenue.
Right.
That've been there for many years. I mean, a good friend of mine's got the cigar box, John Pashota. Right. I mean,
a good friend of mine has the Star Building.
Yeah.
That was a nice piece of business for him.
Yeah. And
probably a friend of yours too.
Oh yes, they're a great.
Matter of fact, I have lunch with him.
With Joe Provatore?
Yeah, at your restaurant with Ross Pastino. We have lunch together there probably 4 or 5 times a year.
Do you really? I haven't seen you in there. I'm in there a lot at lunch. What day do you guys go?
Whenever Ross calls me up and says we're getting together. Let's see. Royals can be any good this year?
I think so. I love what JJ's done. Piccolo's brought that Cole Reagans. We got a stopper. We got a fantastic young left-hander who's I just pray that he stays healthy. That guy is unbelievable. I mean, I want to go out and watch him pitch whenever he pitches. He's great.
You got crown seats, right?
No, I don't have crown seats. I don't have your money, Dave. I'm in the restaurant business.
Where are your seats at the stadium?
I have a deal where I buy for the games I want to go to, and I can get in the Diamond Club, whatever's available.
How about for the Royals, Chiefs?
For the Chiefs, I got 8 seats. I've been a season ticket holder since 1989. I've had season tickets on and off with the Royals for years, but nobody wanted to go in on them again this year. I told them they were going to be good.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt is legit.
Real deal.
Bobby Witt is legit. This guy, we got the best player in baseball. Listen, the guy they're saying is the best is the guy in Atlanta. That what's his name? Okoye. What's his name?
Right.
Whatever that guy is, and he leads off for Atlanta. I can't think of his name; it escapes me. And if you look at his first 2 years and Bobby Witt's first 2 years, Bobby Witt beats him everywhere and everything.
You know who Bobby Witt?
50 stolen bases, 30 homers. Forget about it.
You know who Bobby Witt reminds me of?
Nobody.
Look right here.
The Mick?
Yep.
Well, because he wears number 7?
No.
Well,
he's an all-around athlete. He's a great athlete.
Yeah, Mick was a 5-tool player.
Right.
But he didn't steal this many bases.
Oh,
Mickey didn't steal that because he had bad knees.
Before
but this
his
kid,
knee, he was the fastest guy down at first base in the history of baseball.
But let's just hope Bobby stays healthy. I think he's going to stay healthy. And, they got new rules there where they can't take the guy out at shortstop, which I think is only going to prolong his career. I love that rule. Look at and Salvi's still hitting the ball.
He's unbelievable.
I love that. I love the Royals. I mean, I'm a big fan. Right. I'm from St. Louis. I bleed Cardinal red, but I'm gonna tell you what.
Not anymore.
I'm leaning more Royals, and the more more and more I'm watching Royal games instead of the Cardinals because I don't like their general manager over there. That
what do you
John
think
Mazzola.
of the new competition coming in 1587?
1587.
New restaurant.
That's not competition for me. That's competition for the steakhouses.
Wow.
It's for the Hereford houses and those guys. I mean, guys that want Italian restaurant food are going to still go eat Italian food. Right. They're not going to go eat a steak. That's a steakhouse they're opening. I'm going to go there.
Me too.
I mean, Travis has been a great customer of mine. I'm going to give him some business.
Has he brought his girlfriend over?
No, I haven't seen him since he met Taylor. He dumped me. I miss you, Travis.
Well, why don't you put her picture up on the wall?
She hasn't been in Garozzo's yet.
Right.
You got to come in.
You know, one of your old competitors, Italian restaurant, who's no longer in business today, had my picture up on his wall. John Bonded.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
The Italian Gardens?
Yeah, he had my picture up on his wall.
Yeah. Johnny's a good guy.
Yeah. How many grandchildren you got?
12 and 1 on the way.
No shit.
Yeah.
12.
Never gets old.
How old are they? What's
The oldest one's 10. The
Oh, my
youngest,
gosh.
the youngest one will be 1 in October.
What a fan! Do they come over all together?
Well, I've got 2 of my daughters live here. One's moving back in July, so and when she comes, she's the one who's pregnant with her 4th. I'll have 3, 6, 10 of my
12.
10 of my 13 will
Are
be
you-
here.
are
I
you-
got 3 in
Are you
Arizona.
an active grandfather?
Oh, absolutely,
Is that the
absolutely.
best part?
Oh, and I do anything but change diapers. I'm not changing no diaper. And
No
I told him in the beginning, I'm not changing a diaper. Forget about it. I changed your diapers when you were kids, and that's the last diapers I'm changing.
So let me get this: no diapers, no laundry,
No dishes.
no kitchen cleanup. KP,
No dishes. No.
Right. Do you vacuum?
No. I
No
don't, I
vacuuming.
don't. I told you my job.
Don't change the sheets.
I roll the trash cans.
And you do a lot of this. Write the checks.
I keep the cards paid off.
All right. Michael, you have been as stimulating as anybody we've ever had on this show. No, seriously. Your life story, what's important to you, the way you communicate it, the passion, absolutely spectacular.
Thanks, Dave.
You've been an absolute joy to have.
My pleasure.
Thank
If you
very
need some
much.
carpet, come and see Big Bob.
Yeah, and by the way, Mike has a special going on. Anybody who can imitate his voice better than I can imitate his voice is going to get a free spaghetti dinner at Garozzo's.
Yeah. Come and get your coupon.
Yeah,
Come and get it
coupon from me.
Dave.